Hey, welcome to Real Talks on the YA podcast. I'm a photographer here at ONE&ALL, and I'm also the producer of the YA podcast. So today I'm getting into Psalms, and there's been a Psalm that has been speaking to me in the last few months. A Psalm that will, one, challenge you in your daily life. It will challenge you in what you think about and also how you think about things. And that Psalm is Psalms 46:10. It says, "Be still and know that I am God." So sit on that for just a second here. You hear that? Silence. The true definition of being still is to be deep in silence and calm. And I know being still is probably hard for y'all, but here are some fun facts. When you hear them, they might not be so fun. So Microsoft conducted a survey and found that 77% of people between the ages of 18 and 24, when nothing is occupying their time, the first thing they do is reach for their phone. Next little fun fact is people born in and after the year of 1996, typically considered Gen Z, and all you Gen Zers out there might not be listening, but watch about 7.2 hours of video per day, bouncing from TikTok, YouTube, Netflix, has an average number of 152 phone pickups for 210 notifications a day. That is absolutely insane. So let me ask you this. What do you do when you're idling? What do you do when you're bored? What do you do when you're done with all your tasks for the day? Are you sitting there on the TV, on the couch, scrolling through your phone, hitting up your boo? What are you doing? One Saturday, I woke up 7 o'clock on the couch, sat on the couch, going from my phone to my TV, from my phone to my TV. And I also purposely put my Bible down on my coffee table to intentionally read it. But I never got around to it just because the distractions of life, just me being bored and just wanting to entertain myself in front of the TV and people coming in and out of my house, and I just get distracted from that. So odds are you're probably doing the same thing, and clearly you're not alone. So if you stumbled upon this video, just know that you found yourself in the right place. The sole reason for me speaking about this is because I'm working through the same issues, and we can work on them together. So we all get lost in the daily motions of life. Let's call it the distractions from the path, right? So imagine your life is a freeway and you're going straight, and sometimes there's traffic, so you slow down. And that's what the obstacles and trials and tests that God gives you. Or you're going fast and the doors are opening, boom, boom, every opportunity is happening, everything's coming at you fast, and yeses are happening and things are good, and you're on top of that mountain and you feel great. But the next thing you know, oh, you're tired, you're hungry, somebody died in your family, or any little thing that distracts you from that. You take your exit off the freeway and you take a momentary detour off of what God has planned for you. And that's the moment when you get distracted from what God is really, really, really trying to do for you. The distractions from everyday life, honestly, are the greatest threat to you walking with Jesus. Let me give you a few examples out of the Bible here that Jesus had to go through. So in Luke 15, at the daily demands of life, so he himself often withdrew into the wilderness and prayed. That's Luke 5:15 through 16. Next is Luke 6:12 through 13. So verse 13 here, now it says, "Now it came to pass in those days that he went out to the mountain to pray and continued all night in prayer to God." Matthew 14:10 through 13, at the death of his friend. So he went, and John the Baptist got beheaded in prison, and his head was brought on a platter and given to the girl, and she brought it to her mother. Then his disciples came and took away the body and buried it, and went and told Jesus. When he heard it, when he departed from there by boat to be deserted place by himself. So you see the overarching theme here is Jesus wanting to be by himself, to be with God. And the busier and the more high profile Jesus became, the more he slipped away to the secret place to be with the Father. And our generation does quite the opposite. We seek to numb our thoughts with our phones, to seek validation through social media, to drown ourselves with work because we can't face the hard truths of being in our own head. We hide in front of our TVs. We do to doom scroll through streaming platforms for the next best show. I think really the real problem is many of us have space for God in our hearts, don't leave room for him in our calendar. This past year, I've learned that God can do more in 1 minute than I can do in a day of grinding on my own and relying on my own strength, where God is the one who is giving me strength. And I sometimes forget about that. I get distracted too. I'm a full volunteer for the church, and I work a full-time job. I work 50 hours a week. I get distracted with a lot of tasks. A lot of things are being demanded on me. And there's moments where you got to remember that Psalm 46:10 doesn't say, be productive and know that I'm God. It says, be still and know that I'm God. And I think one thing that I'll leave you with right here is a practical thing that you could do that I do on my daily walk with God is to pray. Pray in the morning and to pray at night. I heard from a podcast a while back that prayer is a door to your day, right? Imagine your day being a door. You're laying in bed and you open up the door with a prayer to God, accepting the things that he has for you, wanting to do the things that he has for you, and being excited that you got to wake up and breathe. And then when you're laying down at night, at the end of the day, you sit and pray and be with God in the moments of your rest, asking him for peace, thanking him for the things that he's done throughout the day, and then praying about your desires, whether they are to be better the next day or to be departed from depression or anything like that, is submitting your full life to God. So thank you for listening, and just remember to be still.